Hey guys, it's Jess, and I wanted to do another update on my ball jointed dolls. I hope you guys aren't too spent on it already, because I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot more in the future. um, but I wanted to kind of show you what I've been working on with my dolls and kind of the props that I've been going through. Now, if you don't mind my pretty messy desktop, I've been making books for Tadashi. They do have working pages. I have to fix some of them, and not all the pages look perfect and nice and neat, which I wanted, but you know, I actually like the more messy look of a lot of them. And I've just kind of painted them, given them blank pages. And then I found some old newspaper from Japan that I had gotten with one of the packages, like it was one of the not fluff, like one of the packing materials that they used to hold the item that I bought in safe. So I took some of that and I cut up some pieces. Now it's probably like random like job listings or just random stuff. I can't read what it says, but I thought it gave it like a little bit more character than, you know, just blank pages. So I really like that idea. I did that one and I did it with this one. I obviously have to cover that up, but I'm not finished with all of them yet. So I really like how they're like working pages. These ones I haven't painted yet. So I have the books in different sizes. These ones are my bigger ones, and obviously these ones are my more smaller ones, and these being the smallest. But the most important one, well, there's this one that I'm not finished with because I still have to paint it. This one was the only one I painted in acrylic paint. The other ones are watercolor because it was easier for the paper. But this one I just painted straight on, which in hindsight I wish I wouldn't have done, and I wish I would have covered it, but oh well. And this one's like a longer book, but I also wish I would have put blank paper in here instead of writing, because I wanted this to be my taller girl's like little journal, which I'll talk about that in a minute. And now I have paint on my hands because it's not done drying. Oops. Okay, now that I've cleaned the paint off my hands. This book, the one that Tadashi has in his hands, is my most important one. It's supposed to look old and worn, and I think I've captured that pretty well. And it's not supposed to have, the other ones I'll try to put like proper like names on it and stuff like that, like what it is, what it's supposed to be. But this one I wanted to keep blank, and I individually painted each one of these pages, which was kind of a pain in the butt because I had to keep like peeling them apart from each other so they wouldn't all stick. But I wanted to make this Tadashi's journal, and the reason why it's old looking, or it looks old, is because Tadashi himself is not young, and I wanted it to be like the wear and tear of over time of him keeping the same journal with him throughout his life experiences, just kind of like him, you know, going through and figuring out other people's religion and interest, things that happened historically would be recorded in this book. So it's like a history slash diary. So if that makes any sense, I'm sure there's probably like a proper name for something like that, but that's kind of what I wanted to do with him. And no, I still haven't made his top. I've been so busy making books. I've kind of stopped making books as of right now, because I'm not 100% sure on what I want the library to look like. Looking up a historically accurate library for feudal Japan is like next to impossible because I can't find anything on it. As soon as I type in library in feudal Japan, it just gives me books about it, not like how you would house books. So I'm not even sure if there's a library type thing. But I'll look harder and farther. But I'm sure they've had some sort of library or something. But it's like more of a home library than just like going to an actual place. But I think I might make it his like little shop slash house. Like he lives in the upstairs or something like that. Which reminds me. So Tadashi's got his name. I still haven't found a name for her, but the words I was looking for last time for like someone who sells medicine on the road would be a medicine peddler, which means they sell like hoaxy fake medicine, which is kind of weird because, she's a softer personality, where she's a little bit more docile, even though she is, and I've come to agreement with that she's part human, part demon. Tadashi over there is a full demon, because he's my anthropomorphic one. And I found these little tiny jars in my collection of random craft stuff again. I always find like the coolest things from like really long ago. I got these at the dollar store, I think. I think they're supposed to be like nail art. I'm going to change some of these, like the really bright colors, but I think like this one or something like that I might keep, or the purple, and maybe like the gold. Because some of these obviously will not pass for medicine and herbs and stuff like that. So I want to change out some of them. So I'm trying to figure that out to see if, she'll work as a medicine peddler. Like maybe she sells ointment that she creates that are legit, but everyone just thinks she's a peddler. There's a play, I believe, that I saw, which is like the snake peddler or something like that, where they talk about the fake and mischievous people that try to sell their phony medicines, but I don't know if I want her to do something like that, because I feel like that's too soft for her personality. But if you have a suggestion, or something of that, because I know she's definitely a medic, or she creates medicine, and she's a wanderer. But yeah, if you have any suggestions or like books to read or like websites to go on to get better information, I could definitely use it because I love having new information. This is supposed to be Tadashi's library, because this is what that is as well. That's pretty much all my updates. Honestly, I probably won't have another update until my Volk's Delphi Dream comes in, so I will see you then for my other doll collectors. Bye!